Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. Today we're featuring a battle in the American Tier 9 tank destroyer that isn't the T-30. This is of course the T-95, the infamous Doom Turtle, played for us today by Rockstar27. There he is. His camo pattern is making my eyes bleed, but hey, what are you going to do? There's no accounting for taste. Now then, he's in a Tier 10 battle, he's in a very heavily armoured and very slow Tier 9 tank destroyer, so naturally he's going to do what all tank destroyers do when they're not top tier, go to the front of the pack, while all of his top tier heavies cower behind him. To be fair, this is something that the Doom Turtle is not that bad at doing. It is of course armed with a monstrously powerful 155mm gun. Great penetration, questionable accuracy, fantastic damage. However, RNGesus giveth and RNGesus taketh away. Today, RNGesus is mostly going to be taking away. I've had issue with this gun, well, with pretty much all of the American 155mm anti-tank guns, on the Doom Turtle, on the T-30, and on the T-110E4 at Tier 10. I don't have a problem with the penetration. The accuracy occasionally trolls you. The problem that I tend to have with these guns is in the area of that monstrous 750 average damage, because it is average damage. You can get lower than that, you can get higher than that. But in my experience, what tends to happen is that just when you absolutely definitely must get at least an average damage roll, that's when you roll a snake eyes. And, the example I'm thinking of right now is one occasion when I was in the T-110E4. There was an E75 around a corner. We were both one-shot kills for each other. I had less than 300 health. He had less than 600 health. He whiffed his shot. I charged around the corner, well, as quickly as you can charge anywhere in the T-110E4. Derped my 155mm armour-piercing shell right into his lower glacis. Got a penetration. Did 590 damage. And he reloaded and killed me. And that's just what tends to happen with these American 155mm guns. Now, it's not going to be quite as bad as that for Rockstar 27 today, or is it? I mean, I guess it's all a matter of perspective. Anyway, watch, observe, and you be the judge. Remember, 750 average damage. You can roll lower, or you can roll higher. Oh look, an enemy Doom Turtle. Now he's on higher ground, so it's going to be very, very difficult to actually land a shot on his lower glacis. It's mostly going to be obscured by the road. Under those circumstances, you're going to want to aim for the hatches on the top, and that's exactly what Rockstar is doing. Enemy Doom Turtle is doing his best to deny him the shots by keeping the thing moving while he's reloading. All fairly standard tactics in the Doom Turtle. Now, there are a lot of tanks down here, both friendly tanks and enemy tanks, and nobody really appears to want to be the one to go around the corner. Oh well. No guts, no glory. Chicks dig scars after all, and glory does last forever. Well, that was a kind of disappointing damage roll. 679 for a gun with 750 average damage. It was, wasn't it? Oh, don't worry, we can do better than that. Oh, hell yeah. You know what, I'm going to give you a little spoiler here, just so you can play along at home. Rockstar is going to fire 14 shots during the course of this battle, 11 of which, and that wasn't one of them, are going to penetrate and do damage. 11 damaging, penetrating hits with a 750 alpha damage gun. Now obviously not all of them are going to do full damage because, well, if you're shooting at a target that has less than 750 health, you're not going to do 750 damage. Of course, you could reasonably expect to do more than 647. He actually managed to roll lower than his already pretty bad opening 679 damage shot. Well, RNGesus giveth and RNGesus taketh away. It's about time RNGesus started givething. Well, technically I suppose you could argue that that was a higher damage roll. I mean, 707 damage on a broadsiding Object 430. Still, look on the bright side, 707, only 43 below the average, was his best damage roll so far. And it's not getting any better. However, it could have been a lot worse. Look at this defender. He jumped on the IS-7 and only did 247 damage, killing himself in the process. Still, 707 is the target to beat. It's pretty piss poor, and it shouldn't be too difficult. Just an average roll for once would do it, and denied. Reckoned without the IS-7's strong Stalinium side armour. Oh, he's probably getting quite pissed off at this point. I know I would be. Who's he going to go for next? Well, it has to be the Object 257 because this is going to be a kill. And it was a kill. But it might not have been. No, really. If you're curious as to just how low this gun can roll, the magic number is 563. So it was possible that that shot was not actually going to kill the Object 257. 604 damage on the Defender. That's not that far away from the lowest damage this gun can possibly do with a penetrating hit. Can Rockstar do better than that? Let's see. On the lower glacis of the IS-7 at point blank range. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it wasn't quite the lowest possible damage roll you can score with this 155mm gun, but it was only 25 damage away from it. And that is the lowest damage roll I have ever seen anybody achieve with this gun. Unbelievable. He finally kills the IS-7. Now, getting that kind of damage roll with this gun would be remarkable if it only happened once. But considering that of the 7 shots he's fired so far that have actually done damage, with one exception, have all done at least 20% less than what this gun is supposed to be capable of. I mean, don't forget, it's actually supposed to be capable of doing up to 25% more than 750. This gun could do 937 damage in a hit. RNGesus, where are you? Oh, there he is. Go home, RNGesus. You're drunk. Well, that should help his average a little. I don't think it quite makes up for it, but is this a sign of things to come? Has RNGesus finished trolling Rockstar 27? Well, let's wait and see. At the moment he's loading armor piercing, but hang on a second, have a look at the enemies that are remaining. A Gorilla 15 has no armor, a Scorpion G has no armor, and Artillery has no armor. So he swaps to the high explosive ammunition. Now, the high explosive ammunition on this machine, with the 155mm gun researched and equipped, has 90mm of penetration and will do 950 average damage. Which means that even if RNGesus is kicking you in the nuts every time you pull the trigger, assuming you get a penetrating hit with this 155mm high explosive, and don't forget it has 90mm of penetration, and there is no surviving enemy that has that much armor. And even if you get the lowest possible damage roll with this high explosive ammunition, you can still do 713 damage, which would be more, with the exception of the ammo rack on the T-44, would be more than he's done this entire game with every armor-piercing shot he's fired. Now, Artillery doesn't have a lot of health, but if you can catch the Scorpion G, this must be his highest damage roll of the game. 411. Went into his tracks. But the fun doesn't end there. What's the most humiliating way to get killed in World of Tanks? I don't know, I think a pretty strong contender has to be getting rammed by a machine that can only do 20 kilometers per hour. This game is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I often get replays sent in where people say, just skip ahead to this point or skip ahead to that point. You won't believe the RNG. I mean, it happens all the time when we see ridiculous examples of like, what the hell? But this was the entire battle. It was the entire game from start to finish was just a long collection of what the hell is going on moments. I mean, he did 7,110 damage, but that was from 11 penetrating hits with a 750 alpha damage gun. Now, let's just discount the ammo rack on the T-44 for 1,400 damage. With 10 penetrating hits, you'd expect, okay, maybe not all of the targets that you're shooting at are going to have all of their health left, but you'd expect 7 to 7,500 damage done. Well, he managed 7 to 7,500 damage done, but that was with 11 shots, and he only did that with the bonus 1,300 damage from the turret pop ammo rack on the T-44, and with 11 shots you'd expect over 8,200 damage done. I don't know, I've got nothing. This was just, wow. I mean, seriously? Apparently this happens. Still, a pretty remarkable game, although for all the wrong reasons. It was actually quite painful to watch at times, although through no fault of Rockstar 27's. And let's not forget, he did also manage to block nearly 3,700 damage with his armor. He didn't actually take a single point of damage during the course of the entire game, so his combined damage total, damage blocked and received, is actually over 10,000. Let's not ask ourselves what it should have been. I mean, let's just accept the 10,000 and move along swiftly. Rockstar 27, I don't know whether to congratulate you or commiserate with you, but what the hell. One hell of a game either way. Everybody else, I hope you enjoyed watching it. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.